Hey y'all, welcome into September's astrology Astro breakdown. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Gigi and this is my channel. Welcome in, welcome in. I know I've been MIA, but child, when I get here is when I get here. That's kind of how I'm dealing with it. I'm trying to be as present as I can and I'm doing the best, and that's just where I'm at with it, okay? I'll put my song. All I do is win. I love this song. That's why I'm grateful for anything and everything. So I'm grateful for it. So that may be the song for the month. Grateful, okay? I'm so grateful. Alright. So we getting ready to hop into it. Alright. I kind of just did a quick refresher. I didn't go on a deep dive, but we're gonna talk about basically all of the different transits that are happening in the month of September, how we can use the energy. And I thought about doing it for every sign, but I have been trying to shorten my videos, and that's what I really want to do. So we're just gonna get down to the thick of it, and then I'm going to start the September readings for each signs. I'm doing a general this month because I just feel like we've been doing a lot of love readings on the channel. It's time to do some generals, focus on some healing, seeing what it is that we need to focus on for ourselves, you know, when it comes to our healing and things of that nature, or what's coming up, you know, or what's not. And I always say, take only what you need from it. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. When it comes to astrology, it's not the end all be all for me. You know, God is the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the end, or whatever word you use to describe God, because I'm not here to dictate to you what religion, what belief system is for you or works for you or whatever. And it's funny because, I mean, I come from a Christian background, but I think that a lot of Christians have a problem with that. And it's crazy because in the Bible, Jesus literally said, and I talked about this not too long ago, and I've been like living this. I've been living in this action that Jesus used to do. He would dust off his feet and go, right? You dust off your feet, you go. And how you bring people into the fold, how you bring people to Jesus Christ, how you bring people to God is by living the love of God, living the kindness of God. I don't know where and how that got. I think it's pretty straightforward, you know. I don't really know how all of this got clumped up with racism and hatred and transphobia and homophobia and any type of sexism, any type of discrimination that you can think of. How that got wrapped into Christianity is beyond me. Okay, I think that it's very simple and it's very straightforward. It is what it is. Funny though that we're talking about this because we have a lot going on with the sign of Pisces moving into Virgo season, moving into September 2025. And Pisces is the sign that represents Jesus. It is the self-sacrificing sign, you know. It is the sign of faith, or the house of faith and things of that nature. And it is the last house in the system. So right now, we should be focusing on finishing things up. And it's very funny. I'm going to go ahead and segue in. First, starting out, we have Saturn and Pisces. All right. Saturn is moving into Pisces. And I believe that that's happening like today, or it's already happening right now. So, man, we have a lot going on. Let me see. Yeah. 2nd of September, Mercury is in Virgo. Okay. Mars square Jupiter. Okay, Mars is in Libra, square Jupiter in Cancer On the 5th, I'm just kind of running it down right quick, but we're going to talk about all of this. We have the full moon eclipse. We're starting eclipse season. That's good. September 5th, we have a Mercury Kazemi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's really, really great energy for communication and expression and writing, all of that. Mercury is opposing Saturn on the 17th. It's going to be hard to get things done. The 18th, Mercury is in Libra, and it's opposing Neptune. In Aries. Oh, whew, okay, that's a lot. On the 19th, Venus goes into Virgo until October the 13th, or the 13th of October. The 20th, we have a Venus square Uranus link. It really ain't it's not a link up, but we'll get to it. But okay, so on the 21st, we have the solar eclipse. And that solar eclipse in Virgo, but it's actually linking up with the South Node, because this may sound like word vomit right now, but I'm gonna get to it. So the nodes for this year is North Node in Pisces, and then South Node in Virgo. Okay. September 22nd, Mars enters Scorpio. Also, Sun in Libra. That's the start of Libra season on the 22nd. On the 24th, we have a Sun trine Uranus and Pluto. I really like that. Then we have Mars square Pluto. Oh, okay. We're getting to the thick of it. All right, where we at? 6 minutes? All right, let's go. Let go. Okay, and I'm kind of going to wing some of this because I like to intuitively dive into, I'm going to spitball some things, and it's funny because normally when I do that, it is, I'm trying to find, there we go, Pisces. My little babies be in here. Well, I call them my little babies. And child, sometimes I be missing cards. I found a card underneath the couch. Like, they just like take them and walk off with them, you know. But anyway, all right, so here we go. Saturn in Pisces. Now, it's funny because Saturn is the energy of getting things done. It's the energy of discipline. It's the energy of structure. Very, very funny, because I think that could be one of the reasons why I'm in here doing what I'm doing, okay? Because I have been on like a hiatus, all right? I have not been very motivated. And I'm in acceptance of that. If you cannot accept where you are, you can't go further in truth, you know. So you have to be able to identify and call yourself out on some things. I've been in a very cozy vibe, okay. But anyway, so yeah, Saturn and Pisces. Now we're going back to talking about how Pisces is the last zodiac sign, right? So Pisces is the energy of tying things up. So things that could have happened around May of last year, whatever was going on around that time, you may be revisiting that and like tying things up that's connected to that, okay? Because that was, I want to say, the last time that Pisces, Saturn was in Pisces. But Pisces is a very imaginative. I was about to say compassionate. I was thinking compassionate and trying to say imaginative. It's a very imaginative sign, very magical, very mystical, all these things. But it can also go into like escapism, how we escape, how we're in the energy of self-pity, how we're waddling in the ocean, like we're just wading in the water. Okay, wade in the water. We just wade in the water, waiting for Jesus, okay? But we're not putting in the works. You know, the Bible say prayer without works is dead. So we can't be in this energy or falling under different narratives. Especially if for some reason I'm getting from people in your life who represent disciplinaryship, or like this could be a spouse, husband, wife, mother, father, especially with the Saturn energy here, okay? Saturn is Sky Daddy. or tech kind of sky daddy. um that's the masculine energy. Is also connected to like the government and things of that nature. But anybody who you see as like a disciplinarian, or people who tell you the truth, like almost like an elder, all of that. Right now is a good time to work on identifying, because Pisces is very imaginative. It kind of skips over to air sign energy where like you're thinking things, right? So you may be thinking about how your mother perceives you, or how your father perceives you, or how your spouse perceives you, or how your boss, or how like some sort of disciplinary energy in your life, how they perceive you. And if that is of a negative way, or you feel like you have to constantly prove yourself or whatever it is, right now is a good time to kind of like phase that out, to put structure around that type of thinking. However we are laissez-faire, however we are laxy-daisy, however we are sitting like a bump on the log, like it's time to really get out of that energy and put in the energy and effort to come out of the energy of escapism and step into the energy of ambition, step into the energy of realism. Okay. I feel like Sagittarius have been having a hard time with this. Kind of, I don't want to say spiritual bypassing, or imaginative bypassing, or I've been seeing that in the collective. Also Cancers, when it comes to their relationships, they've been doing this. Like we're in the energy right now where it's like, get real, right? You have to put discipline and boundaries on how we're just kind of like, it just really gives faith without works is dead. Right? Dreams without works is dead. Like, it's just really giving that vibe of like, you have to tighten up, right? Finish what you started is a big vibe here. Focus on your task. Get that motivation going. All right. So that's the energy that we're in practically like right now. Let's see, the 2nd of September, Mercury goes into Virgo. That was yesterday. Really like this because this is going to help us become a little bit more clear, right? So clarity and logic is like much easier. Virgo is a very analytical sign. It's the sign of systems, of communication, of putting things together, almost like that engineering energy. Tech vibe, so, but also though, this is a good time to like, literally, it's the 3rd, right? Yeah, it's the 3rd, but here I am sitting here with the Saturn and Pisces. The Saturn energy is pulling me out of my laissez-faire Pisces energy. Okay. Doing the work, showing up, and then also that Mercury and Virgo is helping with the communication, helping bringing things together. And I have got so much done on like my time off. I have gotten so much done, especially with like tech stuff, banking, like all that stuff. So let's see. Yeah, Mercury is about communication. It's about travel. Travel plans could be coming together. That's very funny as well. Things are kind of like picking up in a good energy. Like, it's almost like we were in like a dreamy energy. And now it's time to put the real world effort, thought, logic into making these dreams a reality. It's almost like if you're sitting and you're like thinking of a movie, right? But thinking of a movie or coming up with a movie script versus like pulling off a movie, shopping a movie, like that's where that Saturn energy comes in. That's where that Mercury energy comes in, where like things have to get moving. Like that's literally Saturn and Virgo. That's Earth energy. Okay, well we have to make this real. So right now is a good time to like focus on the real things, and I also think that it's very on brand right now for the fall season that we're getting into. That energy of harvest, you know what I'm saying? Like fall fall energy is the energy of a harvest. And so basically, after you have put your work in, you are reaping the fruits of your work, or benefits, your rewards, the fruits of your efforts, you know? Like that Seven of Pentacles energy, or that Nine of Pentacles energy. So right now, it is very imperative that also, because I'm getting like allowing things, and it's okay, I'm gonna say that first, just allowing things to just go on. Like, I think a Pisces is very like kind of like go with the flow. They're the fish, right? So just allowing things to happen and waddle and go on. When you know you need to apply that Saturn energy, you need to apply wisdom to the situation. You need to apply discipline to the situation. You need to hold folks accountable. You need to take responsibility, or not make people take responsibility, but it's almost like the energy of busting a bubble. You know what I mean? Don't just continue to, if you continue to, I mean, Saturn is the planet of karma and cyclical cycles, right? And doing the same thing over and over again until you get restricted in doing things. So, all right, so that's enough of that. Mercury square Uranus and Gemini. Okay, so you can be getting Uranus is connected to the internet, social media. Gemini is connected also to social media. Gemini is connected to your local area, your siblings, your communication styles, like what's going on in your, like, so, you know, the school around the corner, the town hall meeting, the community, or whatever. So it looks like there could be a square when it comes to maybe communication, or maybe the what is it, you know, the school zone has traffic kind of backed up, or I don't know, there was like a flash flood warning in your area, something like that, you know what I mean? But tech issues, travel issues, but also communication issues, especially if you have Virgo or Aquarius or Gemini in your chart. You could be having like communication issues with people. So all right, here we go. This is where we're kind of getting into the, not kind of the thick of it, but Mars is a very warring energy. Mars is the god of war. And it's in the energy of Libra, as we have been seeing on a grand scale or a grand scheme. Hold on, because that's funny. A Gemini could be making its way into your scape. It's funny because a Gemini just made his way into my scape. But Mars in Libra is this energy of like, I'm fighting for fairness, I'm fighting for freedom, I'm fighting for liberty, I'm fighting for what it is that I believe in. But this energy is squaring. Squaring in astrology is like confrontational. Like, I'm squaring, you know, my shoulders at you, you know. It's squaring with Jupiter and Cancer. Now it's funny because Jupiter and Cancer is like so good, like it's lovely, you know. It feels at home. I actually have that place. That's like a natal placement for me. But Jupiter and Cancer is like this expansion, this expansive energy, or feeling lucky almost around family, home, tradition, ancestral energy, and things like that. And so there may be a clash almost between like what people believe in, like their roots, where they come from, their home base, like all of that. It's almost like giving this vibe of like, don't be talking about my mama, like, you know what I mean? Or it's giving that energy. Or it's like this. Jupiter in Cancer is like, oh, you know, I'm celebrating my ancestral energy. I'm venerating my ancestors. You know, I'm revisiting the land that my grandparents own. I'm paying homage to where I come from. I'm very close and tight knit with my family, that Jupiter and Cancer energy. And it's almost as if like these people are having a great time. It's like beautiful, right? And then you have the Mars and Libra squaring that energy. Like this group, the Mars and Libra energy group is like, well, I don't like that. I have a problem with that. I feel like that's against Libra. I feel like that goes against what I believe, or, that goes against what. So people can, and you can be getting like the energy of passive aggressiveness. People making little statements about this, that, and the third, or if you are celebrating your roots, your heritage, or whatever it is, where you come from, whatever, people may really be like side-eyeing that. So but this is happening on a large scale. So it could happen where you are. You could have like a microaggression or something like that happen, but this is like on the grand scheme of things. But at this time, though, you have to be careful with Mars and Libra, because this is very like protest. And then we have, I'll get to a little later, but we have Mars square Pluto, bro. Mars is acting up. Like fire signs right now may be like really feisty, like But I do believe the fire signs that are on the up and up, it's because they're fighting for freedom, they're fighting for justice, they're fighting for integrity, they're fighting for fairness. So I will say that moving forward, we may see in the headlines a lot about Supreme Court justices. The justices are ruling on this. Very funny, because Mexico just created their first Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken. And we're in this energy right now. This happens on the 5th, But right now, it's a real large, like, push and tug. But it's weird, because I feel like the Jupiter and Cancer energy is just like, I feel at home here. Like, I'm being loved. This is my roots. This is what I'm connected to. Like, this is what I believe. Like, whatever. It's almost like if somebody had like a garden in their backyard. Y'all know I always use a garden, right? Like somebody had a garden in the backyard and they're growing watermelons. Somebody was like, I don't like watermelons, I like pumpkins. And it's like, okay, well, buzz off. Like, find your own pumpkin community, But this is the energy of like fighting for justice, freedom, like liberty, equality. But it's weird, because with Jupiter and Cancer, there's also this vibe of like, I feel like at home in this, like, so, okay. Be careful around this time, though. Like, there's a lot of protesting energy here, whatever, but don't put yourself, and this is a theme that has been ongoing since August. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Pick your battles. Identify, like, what is super important to you and how you can do that. You know what I mean? All right, so full moon, lunar eclipse in Pisces. And this is it's like harmonious energy with the North Node, because the North Node is in Pisces. And it's funny, because I really feel like as a collective, I feel like the powers that be, or the energies that be, the intelligent being, the creator, God, whatever you want to call God. I think that God is trying to teach us compassion. Okay? Pisces is a very compassionate sign. It's a very empathetic sign. It's a very healing sign. So right now, spiritually, I feel like God is telling us, okay, all of this turmoil, all of this upheaval, all of this division, all of this separation, all of this corruption, I'm trying to show you what needs to be healed. I'm trying to show you how love can lead the way. I'm trying to show you how compassion can lead the way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to identify the cracks so we can heal the cracks. Kintsugi, right? I think that's how you say it, kintsugi. When a vase breaks, you put it back together with gold trimming on it. And it becomes even more beautiful than the original vase. So Unity, I feel like is the focus for all of us, for every human being that is on earth. The energy that you should be focused on, for one, is love, because God is love. All right, and this is not to be cliche, it's not to be like kumbaya, but it is what it is. We were put on this earth to help one another, to guide one another. We were put on this earth to take care of the earth, to man the animals. We're not taking care of the animals correctly. Okay, we're not taking care of the land correctly, right? We're not taking care of nature correctly. We're not taking care of each other correctly. So I think that there is going to be a lot of upheaval and a lot of uproar and a lot of chaos and a lot of like just from the underbelly, from the bottom up. We got a lot going on in Pluto as well. Pluto is the planet that really shifts the masses. Okay, that really shifts the masses, and so we have a lot going on in Pluto. All right, Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius right now, so a lot going on, a lot happening. I talked about that a long time ago, and everything that I said basically came to pass. Not to toot my own horn, because all this knowledge, all this wisdom, all this intuition, that it comes from God. It is not me. Okay. And we have to be able to identify that too. When God uses us, or we attain knowledge or gain knowledge, we found that knowledge for a reason. And if you're using it for good and you're trying to help people, then that's God using you for a higher purpose, whether people can recognize that or not. But yeah, so we have the full moon lunar eclipse. Full moons are for releasing, letting go, Lord Jesus, right? And this is in alignment with the North Node, which is that Piscean energy. This is like a very harmonious energy. I feel like as a whole, we're going to see something happen. We're going to see something come forth where it gives us like, oh, man. Something like that. And I feel like it's going to, because it's Piscean, we're going to identify that it is from a higher power. It's from a higher octave. It's from God. It's like, finally we get this relief. Finally, I'll use this as an example. So, and water is involved. There are ships going to Gaza to, I think they were calling them flotillas. I'm not sure how to say that or whatever, but basically there are like boats going to Gaza to help with the famine that is going on, and the situation over there, right? So this is the energy of a relief. You see what I'm saying? And then also using the water. Also literally boats, Piscean, fish, all that, right? But also it reminds me of the story in the Bible when God fed everybody with those fish. And see, this is what I be saying. Because I love calling people out. I love calling people out in the sense of, you say you are this. You say you believe this. But you're doing this, right? To be able to have that mental catalyst of change, to be like, am I really who I say I am? Am I, because you have to have that inner checks and balance of being able to call yourself out. Like if you talking about, well, maybe I shouldn't say that. But in terms of, you say, I submit to this religion, and you are not living, speaking, behaving, acting, thinking, okay, behind closed doors, okay, you are not living in alignment with that religion. So I will be the first to remind you and to tell you, then you do not believe in that religion, okay, because in your existence, that is not your religion. You're saying things. It's a mask. It's performative. Okay? And I love to call people out, Aquarian energy. I love to call people out. So whether these folks who are, and mainly, a lot of them are basically like online influencers, hipster vibes, and a lot of the hipsters right now are not identifying with religion, but they are moving with the energy that Jesus Christ moved when he was here. And that's why I'm very big on how you praise is how you praise. How you love God is how you love God. How you connect with God is how you connect with God. You know what I mean? And I feel like God recognizes things. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows that we're human, we're flawed, we're not perfect. And it's like, I'm seeking and I'm trying or whatever, right? And so I just feel like God can use anybody and anything. So even though there are people who are walking around here saying, I identify as this religion, I identify as this, and literally living the total opposite, right? But you have people who are not saying, they're like, well, you know what, I really don't know, I'm still seeking, I'm trying to find it. But they are good, kind-hearted people trying to feed the hungry, okay? Trying to feed the hungry, take care of the poor, protect the protectless. Like, that's what we're here for. That is what we're here for. Okay, now let me get off my soapbox. But so yeah, but I do think that the full moon lunar eclipse is about healing. It's about releasing and letting go. It's about forgiving. It's about releasing any modes of escapism. Like, man, we're sitting, we're doing a lot of work. This is the shadow work. We're doing a lot of work between the Pisces and Virgo nodes. Lord Jesus. Okay, Virgo and Pisces, buckle up. You know what I mean? I'm even kind of like, ooh, I'm shaking in my boots because Aquarius is right next to Pisces. Like, you know, our house is right next door. So it's a lot. All right. So on the 5th of September, we have a how do you say it? A Kazemi. I think that's how you say it. And Mercury, which is really good. Great day for communication. Great day for healing. Great day for expressing your emotions and your feelings. Great day to put things together. Like, I feel like Mercurial energy and Virgos, Geminis are like, they're like the producers who make the beats. Like, they're always good with their hands. Whether it's like typing, writing, they can put together things. They're like the little like Virgos and Geminis probably really like doing puzzles. Or like, I feel like that's a small symbolism of what they do. Like, to me, they make the puzzles, but then like the outfit becomes a puzzle, right? Or sometimes the partner becomes the puzzle, and that's when it's not fun. But you know, they sometimes it's the canvas becomes the puzzle. Like, they're very just like like, you know, they're very analytical, and they do have a really soft side. And how when they're trying to improve you or improve a situation, they're doing it out of the energy of love, you know. But this is just like, this is a really like Virgo season for Virgos. Like, I feel like, and then you got Venus going in Virgo, like, Virgos get ready to have a good time. Virgos get ready to have a really good time. But September 5th, what's that, 2 days away. Great time for writing and expressing and thinking, and even like signing contracts and getting things on the ball, like moving, just any projects that you have, picking up the phone, making important phone calls, changing payment dates, like just doing all of the things. It's like you're the business of life. Okay, September 5th is a great day to be the boss in the business of life. Okay. On the 17th, this is when it starts to get a little wonky. Mercury opposition Saturn, or opposing Saturn. Saturn is the energy where it's like discipline, structure, getting things done, identifying difficulty as a blessing and going forward, okay? Self-control, all these things. And then you have Mercury opposing that. So it's this energy of... It's like two energies wanting to get things done, but butting heads on how to get things done, like that. Again, it's a standoff. It's a standoff between Mercury and Saturn. I want to do it my way. You can do it. I'm also getting the energy of like Mercury. You could be coming in with a new idea, innovative idea, and then the old energy, the Saturn energy, is like, no, we do it this way. You know, this is like, we're the timekeepers, you know, and this is how we've always done it. You know, and then Mercury is like the younger energy, like, well, no, I have a new idea and we can save time with that, and we can and it's like just not happening. Also, I feel like that's a good time to kind of like chill, to like be able to read the room at this time on the 17th, to identify when it's a great time to work or collab or to get things done, or if it's a great time to work like within your own home office, you know what I mean, or like just to kind of like go to the coffee shop and like, you know, figure it out, whatever. There may be like a little pushback on the Zoom call, you know what I mean, or it's an energy of like, well, no, like as a collective, I want this day off, like can we do this day versus this day, or okay, well, can we go on the trip this day versus this day? Like, it's kind of hard to get that Three of Pentacles energy together, you know. Again, Mercury is about travel, communication, writing, online things, services. Oh, watch out for customer service vibe on the 17th. I just want to throw this in there because I just have to throw this in there. Have y'all ever been to Baltimore? Like, oh my gosh. I feel like Mercury opposing Saturn is like Baltimore's energy. I wonder when they were created, like what the vibe was. Bro. Either you're going to have a great customer service or a great interaction in Baltimore, or you're going to have like a literal, it feels like you have, well, I'm not going to say that, but not great. Like, either it's going to be like very beautiful, very like the energy is there, either it's going to click, or you're going to feel like you ran across like the wrong yard. You know what I'm saying? Like you knocked on the wrong door. So anyway, also not very like motivated to work. Not very motivated to be in the space. Like, you signed up for the job, you got the job, that's great. You're here. You like the money, but you don't like the space, you know? So it's, you know, whatever. So the 18th, it's just been a thing. It's been a theory that me and my sister have been going round and round about, and it's kind of like an open case in the back of my head. The customer service in Baltimore. You know, very rich in culture. I feel like I just need to explore a little more. Okay, but anyway, the 18th of September, Mercury is in Libra. Oof, baby. The Virgos are getting ready to be like pow, 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 wow, pow, pow. Like, you know how Virgos can change energies? Like, they can take on the full persona. Like, for instance, Drewski is a Virgo, and he can take on like any character. He can morph into like anything, and I just feel like Virgos are just gonna be Virgoing. Okay. Mercury and Libra, but opposing Neptune. So around this time, you have to be careful because you might get got. Neptune is that energy of like, they may be a charlatan, but they may be gifted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that Neptune energy is like, I can sell salt to a slug. You know? That Neptune energy is like, I'm selling you a wolf ticket and you don't know. That Neptune energy is like, I've got the golden ticket. And you think you're Charlie, and you think you're getting ready to go to the chocolate factory to meet Willy Wonka, right? And actually, the tickets was scaffolded, however the hell you say that word. It's a counterfeit. It's a fake. Okay? So, and you have to really watch this, because Libra, now what I will say is, if that energy does succeed, Libra is about fairness, balance, all of those things. But you know what? I'm thinking about something could be happening. Libra, for me, rings like, and you gotta watch them. You gotta watch them. I'm gonna be very honest. Either Libras are very like fair, and They have a really good code of ethics, or, you know, a certain code or moral compass that they live by. But you gotta watch a Libra though, because if you go heads up with them, they're gonna feel justified. So when the Libra scale crooks and they're like, you know what, now I feel justified in this, then they're not so fun. But now you gotta watch it, because I'm getting, so Libra for me really reminds me of balance, aesthetic. It reminds me of like the art world and things of that nature. So this is kind of the energy of like if an art dealer is trying to sell you a painting, but it's a fake. And you're like, that ain't no Van Gogh, that's a Van Gogh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like right there. So, but that Mercury energy is like, well, I'm trying to get things done. I'm trying to check things off of my list, and I'm trying to la la la, you know. And so I'm trying to be about my business, trying to get things done. And then you like run into like some weird energy. So watch out for that on the 18th. 19th, Venus and Virgo. Oh, what am I? 40 minutes. Oh my God, this is not short. Venus and Virgo until October the 13th. I really like this. Okay. Let me see. Mercury trines Uranus and Pluto. Oh, this is good. This is really, really good. Okay. So around this time, when Venus is in Virgo, and that stays until October 13th, right? So this energy is out and about and around. This is a good time to get out there. This is a good time to like date. This is a good time to have the girls' night. This is a good time to have like very intellectual conversations, like socializing, networking. It's like having those really like Oprah moments, some Oprah aha moment conversations where it's like healing you, it's healing them. Especially with the Mercury trines Uranus and Pluto. It's like, it's also this energy of like, because Pluto is connected to the masses, of feeling one with the whole, feeling in community, feeling like, you know, I have water signs, they get absorbed into things. So feeling like, oh, I have been absorbed. And another word for being absorbed is being embraced. I feel embraced. I feel absorbed. I feel here. I feel in community. You know what I mean? I feel in unison. I feel in one. And, or you're getting an aha moment as to how to do that or how to go about that. Or you're getting an aha moment of like a community saying, we want to see more of you. We need your energy here. Venus and Virgo is, everything and more. Now, Venus and Virgo really gives me like the beauty sector. Really gives me the beauty sector, and how beauty is synonymous with detoxing. It's synonymous with cleanliness. It's synonymous with wellness, with good health, right? With a clean diet. Is synonymous with all of the things, your daily rituals and all of that. So I'm very, and then you might create a community around that. Like you may go to a Pilates class, and then they start to talk about the teas that they've been drinking. Very funny. I'm really into Chinese medicine, and I've been drinking red dates, goji berry, and ginger tea, and I make it myself. Went to the Chinese market to get it or whatever. Very easy, inexpensive. I think I spent like maybe $12, but it's so healthy for you. So I'm seeing something like that. So like Virgo is connected to the herbs, right? It's connected to speaking of Venus and Virgo. Okay. This reminds me of Sacred. I have every single product that they have made. So the foundational line, or the foundation collection, I was just like trying to see, like, you know, so I was buying things here and there, like whatever. Then I was like, oh, I love this. I still have products that I have not like finished yet, and I've had it for a while. So when the Protective collection came out, baby, I just bought the whole thing. I said, you know what, I'm not gonna diddle daddle, fiddle faddle. I'm gonna get what I need to get. That detangling spray is amazing. But anyway, so I'm like nerdy, like a little on the nerd side, on the chemistry side, because I'll take the ingredients and I'll read everything and research everything. Very Virgo of me, right? But this Venus and Virgo, it gives me that. It's the connection of, okay, well, what are the herbs are you using? What are the chemicals that, are you using chemicals? Are you not? Like, what does this herb do? How does it help heal this? Is it antifungal? Is it antibacterial? Right? Is it antiviral? Like, it's giving that energy, like really taking care of your beauty, your health, by that. And then also Venus is the planet of attraction, so as you're doing this very Virgo-esque energy, right, drinking the tea, doing the ritual, doing the workout, whatever, and then also we can even throw praying into that, manifestation into that, because like Virgos make it happen. Like, oh god, I can just go on and on and on. The 19th is like where it's at, like, period. All right, so the 20th, Venus squares Uranus. Now, this is when it's a little jank. Little janky jank. Again, so you have Venus and Virgo square Uranus. Where is Uranus? I was going to make it funny, but I'm not. In Gemini, I want to say. Square Uranus in Gemini, I want to say. Yeah. So siblings, co-workers, people that are kind of like close knit to you, people kind of like in your community a little bit, or especially lovers, partners, spouses, mothers, prominent feminine energy in your life. There could be like a little, like a spat. So Uranus, now because the thing is, well, no, I'm not gonna say, it doesn't seem so this is like some sort of surprising energy. Uranus is Uranusing. All right, now I'm Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius North Node, Sagittarius Rising. So I can I can pivot with your, like, Uranus is like home vibes to me. We're pretty like spontaneous. Like Sagittarius have like their spontaneous energy, but like Aquarius is kind of like, where did they come with that? Like, that's why we have that uniqueness and that wittiness about ourselves. And like, it comes out with me when I'm in conversation. I can like segue here, segue there, segue here. So, and then it's like a roller coaster, but I can tell when I can like not do that with somebody, and then I can tell like who I can do that with. But anyway, it's some sort of surprise. Like, I'm gonna be very honest. Okay, on the 20th with that Venus can talk about fertility. It can talk about pregnancy. It can talk about jobs. But it's a square to this. It's a square to that, right? So some sort of off the wall situation, like say like, oh my god, my daughter did this, or oh. Did y'all watch Sex in the City? No. Did y'all watch And Just Like That? Because I'm about to use this scenario. So, when Carrie and Aiden double back around toward the last season. This is sport if you haven't seen it, but I'm quite sure you've already seen it. So, he doubles back around. And don't even get me started on this, because why is Carrie always waiting on a man? Carrie, girl, what the heck? I wonder what her sign was. Anyway, so Aiden doubles back around. Big has already gone to glory because he checked out on the freaking what is it, Peloton. And so now she's like, okay, I finally arrived. The love is here. It's double backing, whatever. This is why Aquarius is, we don't believe in going back. You screwed up. You're out, bro. You are out, Scout. You're out, Scout. That's it. We're not, Aquarius don't double back. So, and I'm a Sagittarius. Lord, okay, but so we really ain't double back. The Aquarius energy is that cold energy where like you cut them off, but that Sagittarius energy is that fire energy. Sagittarius is half man, half horse. So on one side of me, I'm like, oh, I'm totally ghosting, and on the other side of me, I'm like literally like hauling ass, like no, you'll never catch me in. But anyway, so Carrie and Aiden, they double back, they come back together, right? Carrie literally moves out of the most perfect brownstone, right, to this, but that new house was gorgeous. This gorgeous 3-4 bedroom home, and she's there, and it's big and it's empty and it's all these things. But she had all these plans, right? All these plans. That's that Venus energy. All these plans of, okay, the kids are gonna come here, and the da 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 la 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 la. The family and you know, she was in her femininity, her divine feminine energy. You know, well, I'm nesting, I'm creating the home for the family and coming in and all that stuff, right? The doggone child, Wyatt, that son of Aiden, oh baby, okay. Wyatt decided to hit her in the head at freaking laser tag. Me and my Libra homeboy like fell out of this, but hit Carrie in the head with the gun at laser tag. Bust a window. Was highly disrespectful. Had a whole knockout drag out type vibe going on, right? That's Uranus and Gemini. Gemini is like siblings and the community and whatever, right? So it's like, well, with the Venus energy, it's like, I'm trying to have a good time. I'm trying to bring everything together. I'm trying to have things harmonious. But we got this one-off fool over here who done threw the whole vibe off. So that's, and then it's surprising, you know, she was sitting there like, oh my god, and then she later has that conversation with Aiden and is like, I thought you were just saying that you had to be there, but I didn't understand that you had to be there. Like, this kid needs you, like, gosh, you know what I'm saying? Basically, like, your child is crazy and you gotta be there, you know? Oh, and then, like, he went to the barn and, like, drove the car off the thing that ended up in the hospital. Like, all these things. And that's when Aiden was like, I have to be there. And she was just like, I'm in this big house. I'm in New York, da, da, da. And so she didn't really understand. But that's what I'm saying. Aiden and Carrie had the Venus energy. We're together, you know. There's love here. There's all these things. You know, we can grow here. It's abundance. But the thorn that's in the back of my ass, Uranus and Gemini, is just the one-off kid who's like going crazy. Wyatt. Okay, anyway. So that's that. Also, though, this can be connected to like co-workers and things like that. If you have plans of enjoyment or going to a party, Venus energy, right? 21st, it's a solar eclipse, Virgo, right? South Node. Opposition Saturn. We're gonna see about that. That could be a big change to certain systems. I'm getting something about, you know how Virgos are very anxious and have anxiety and all these things. With that being in a South Node position, like finding it hard to deal with that, or finding it hard to bring that Saturn energy, like finding it hard to be like almost like in control, you know. But it's weird though, because Virgo is the systems of everything. It's the systems behind, like it's the system in the phone, it's the system in tech, it's the system in travel, it's the system. So it's like the system, we need to watch out on a major scale what's going on. Like the system is I'm almost getting like, okay, if you ever go to the islands, they have the island, the power goes on and off at certain times. Or Cuba, or like the internet goes on and off at certain times. I'm getting something like a little bit about that. Like this system can only do this at this time. Like it's a structure around certain systems. So we're going to see. And that's the solar eclipse energy. Okay. And then what rules Virgo is Mercury. So we're going to need to watch out on the 21st of September. Do you remember? Okay. September the 22nd, Mars enters Scorpio. I like that, honey. That's very sexual energy. Mars enters Scorpio. Very intimate time, okay? Energy levels. Mars is like the engine of everything. It's the engine, it's the sex drive, it's the power, it's you know. But you gotta watch that because Scorpio is very like obsessive and like, you know, and then Mars can be like angry, you know. So just choose the higher octave of things, but things can like pick up, and great time to work out, great time to focus on your body, great time to dance, great time to like, you know, move your energy around, great time to work through feelings through movement around the 22nd. Then we start Libra season, and then let's see, on the 24th we have Sun trine Uranus plus Pluto. This is very beautiful. Again, Uranus always brings the aha. Okay, it always brings the whoa, you know. But the sun is connected to like who we are, our identity. It's positive. It's the life force. It's the driving energy. It's what we identify as. It's our personality, right? So we could be having these very aha moments with the Uranus, very awakening aha moments to that cue some sort of deep internal change, Pluto, but also baby Pluto rules the masses. So this is going to be happening on a large scale, which we need this at this time. I think, you know what? You know, I think we may be getting out of like the dumpster on fire energy, you know, moving forward. Now, totally not out of the, you know, not out of whack. I mean, not out of the dark here or in the clear. Like, we still have a lot going on. But we can take these little moments of blessings and peace, moments of solutions. That can really help. And this, again, Pluto, Uranus. Okay. Trying the sun. The sun gives life to everybody and everything, right? It's a positive energy. It's how we are sustained, right? Also, to me, in astrology, the sun is like God, right? And so with that trine in astrology means we're working together, baby. I see you, you see me, right? And with Uranus and Pluto coming together, I don't want to break down the actual sign of like where it's at, but that can make it more specific. Let me see. I believe Pluto is in Aquarius. We can have something online where like everybody's like online and it clicks. But we're coming up with some aha moment, some like, it's like an announcement that it spikes positivity, or it creates change, because Uranus is Aquarius, off the wall, you know, all that. But also Uranus is tech. It's friendship. You know, it's that outer space energy. And they are saying, people are saying that it's some mothership on the way, but people be half cocked online, baby. I don't, you know, I like to be grounded, all right? But like, Pluto is like that big massive change, but then also Pluto connects to war, and it connects to uprisings and upheaval, but then the upheaval brings like a new birth, you know what I'm saying? So like Pluto is is it Targaryen? House Targaryen? Them dragons, y'all know who I'm talking about. The unburned. That's you know, that's that Pluto energy. I'm rising from the ashes. I was engulfed in flames, and you know, it's Daniel in the lion's den, right? Let me see. House of the Dragon. Yeah, it's Targaryen. The unburned, right? That's what that's given. That's what Pluto gives. I'm gonna drag you all the way to hell, and then you have some aha moment, and then you just Phoenix energy, right? Phoenix rising, and then like you're like at the top, and you're like and you're like empower, and you come out transforming. Everybody was like, oh my god, I thought that person was like, I don't know, down in the dump somewhere, whatever, right? Total transformation story. So, but whatever that is, it trines the sun, the understanding of who we are, why we were created, why we're here, la 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 la. But also, the sun is connected to children, is connected to self-expression, yeah, your persona, your personality, your individuality. I really love that. So, Mars square Pluto, terrible, horrible. So, we are really in the battle and the fight of good and evil here, because like we have these transits that are just like, oh, kumbaya, and then you have one right after it that's just like total destruction, you know. So Mars square Pluto, Lord Jesus, this is very destructive energy. This is just like dumpster fire outside, right? But also, this could be like, I don't know why I picked up. Pluto's in, okay, that's why I was like, why did I write down that Pluto's in Aquarius? So, hackers, cyber attack, online, social media stuff. Also could be fires, Mars, fires, engines, stuff going wrong with certain engines. Like people just combusting, anger. It could also be like how people can be like obsessive about certain things. I call this hive activity in a sense of, or cult, we're going to say that, cult activity. We do have Piscean energy around. We're in Pisces energy. Out of all the signs of the zodiac, if it's any signs, Pisces is the one that's getting suckered into a cult. Okay, just it is what it is. So ending September 24th. These are just like the major things that are going on with like very destructive energy. Watch out for people who are like trying to either like expose you, or if they feel like they're trying to you're not really who you say you are, la la la. Watch out for like online stalking and stuff like that. I have put my accounts on private. It is nobody's business to know where I'm at, what I'm doing, you know, where I'm eating. But I mean, you have to have common sense. Like if I post anything, I am long gone. Okay, probably another state at that point. But you know, just really watching that. Just it is what it is. But also we can storms could pop up. It's like the churning, because Pluto is connected to like what's deep under the earth, like the minerals, and Pluto is really connected to real power. Like if you own minerals, and like it's like powerful energy. So also needing to watch out for that. If you're in that Mars energy or that rah popping off, I feel angry and I want to do this, I want to do that, you better watch who you talking to. You know what I'm saying? You better watch who you talking to. You better watch who front door you stepping on, and you better watch whose friends is friends with this person and friend. You don't know who. Okay? So it's this energy of barking up the wrong tree, or thinking that, oh, this is an easy target, and then you find out, oh no, maybe that wasn't a good idea, right? Now, at this point, we're ending September and we're going into October. Okay, all the woo-woo witches know October is the season, the fall season and the winter season is when folks get down. Okay, it's when folks get down, even spiritually. The days are shorter and the darkness is longer. That's why when you go out to your Trader Joe's, or you go out to your Kroger's, or wherever you're at, your Aldi's or whatever. I think Aldi's have them. all of a sudden the cinnamon brooms start popping out. People don't understand, like, people just think like, oh, well, this is just what we do, this is the decor, this is the fall, da da da. People aren't understanding when it's dark outside, right? Again, we're starting eclipse season. When things eclipse, right, and it goes into total darkness, right, things can come through. So that is why you have to be, you know, covered. So you got to be covered and prayed up in the winter season. Everybody knows that. Even in terms of sickness, baby. I will say Sagittarius season. If y'all ain't noticed, Sagittarius season is when folks get called up out of here. Sickness start flying around within the cold winter seasons and things of that nature. It's, you know, you have to, and that's why during the harvest time and all these things, you're supposed to be storing up and stocking up, okay, on your herbs, right? You're supposed to be able to stay cozy in your home and be able to regulate your temperature, where you know, where your body is, where you're not in and out the cold, in and out, you know, all of that. And you're supposed to dress according. Again, layering up. Layering up is what? It's another form of protection. So, you know, folks who know. Folks who know. And, you know, around the Halloween time, you know, while everyone has created the Halloween movies and all that stuff around the month of October and all these things, there is real truth. There is historical truth from certain seasons and things of that nature. And these are the seasons that people have lived by for millennia. That's why, you know, I have certain conversations with certain folks, and when I can identify that they are not there, that they cannot accept, like, the reality, or they can't accept the history of a people, the history of peoples, like the history of the human species, period. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and negate intelligence, truth, and facts. I'm just not gonna do it. Not with my Aquarius sun, Aquarius moon, Sagittarius rising. I'm not. Absolutely not. And my 5 planets in Capricorn, no, I don't have time for that. You can go waste somebody else's time. And I don't want to take in that foolishness, because that's all that is, just nothing but foolishness. For people to sit here and really, like, negate or just totally toss out science or toss out what has happened historically is like, that's asinine beyond belief, and you're not gonna waste my time, you know. And I'm not gonna argue with that, but we've actually got some great creative energy in the month of September. I feel, you know, I may be a little bit that Sagittarius energy in me is a little, like, I have, like, the optimism or whatever, but you know, I do think we have, I feel like we, well, I think it's a lot of a start-stop energy. A start-stop. Yeah, it's a good day to do this and all that, and then, go into the slump. And then it's a good day to do this, and then right? Or I'm trying to do this, and I'm getting pushback from here, but I'm really trying to do this. You know, I really think, like, in the month of September, it's really about finding your tribe and your community. And yeah, I think it's about honing into your daily rituals as well. I really think it's about being who you say you really are. You know what I mean? I really think it's about making it real. Dress it up and make it real for you. You know, I really think it's about being able to identify what's real and what's not. You know, that's what it's about reality. It's about reality. It's about, you know, it's about alignment too. Are you really in alignment with what you say you in alignment with? Or are you a liar? You know, we have to have these conversations. And that's what a Virgo does. A Virgo is going to call you out. Why are you behaving in this manner? Let's really get down to the root of the problem, right? But sometimes a Virgo is going to be throwing up all the masks and trying to hide and just shut down on people and all that stuff. And then the other person got to call Virgo out. So, you know, we all fall short of the glory of God, okay? We are all flawed. But, you know, I think September, we got some opportunity here. But for me, I really feel like it's like writing, creating, putting our projects together. And, you know, I want to say this. I've come to this conclusion. I've come to the conclusion of I am who I am. And I am accepting who I am. I'm accepting that I'm like this woo-woo intellectual traveler. Well, I don't really talk about that on here, but that, you know, that I have my opinions. I've kind of learned, you know, but that truth is important, you know. I'm in the energy where this is my authentic signature. And if you are a person who wants to question me on that, then you won't be around. If you are a person who has devalued me or tried to get me to devalue myself, you're not around. And you will never, ever be around. Like, it's just a season of doing what brings you joy. You know, and being systematic about that. That's what that Virgo energy is. Being systematic about it. Being systematic about your happiness and your joy, right? And then if it becomes too mundane, do something different. But keep that throw that into the routine, or, you know. Like for me, like how I was saying, I was in that Piscean energy, just kind of just like, well, you know, rummaging around, doing things, whatever. I started to get things done. I started to make a plan. I literally like made a schedule. This is the time that I wake up. This is the time I do my water, coffee, my devotion. This is the time I work out. All right. I eat, shower, get ready. This is the time I start readings and my research or the studying, whatever I'm studying. What time is it? And we are on par. I put like 3:30 for lunch, because I don't really eat early in the morning, and I don't really eat a lot, contrary to my waistline. I just have to work out, and I haven't been doing that. Well, kind of. I've been biking on and off. Yeah, so around like 5-6 o'clock, any grocery runs I need to do, any beauty runs I need to do, preparing for dinner or whatever, and then I'm trying to start to go to bed earlier, so I have like around 9 o'clock, you know, reading, going to bed, resting, all those things. So system of a down. No, I'm playing. Systems is very, very important in the month of September. But yeah, for me intuitively, I'm really just in the energy, like I said earlier, like I am who I am. What I innately have gravitated to or towards since I was a child. You know, what lights me up, you know, what I enjoy. I'm no longer negating that. Like, you know, there is, especially with me being in my 30s, it's just like, hit the road. Have y'all seen that video? Hit the road, lock 'em up. Okay, but you know, it's like, hit the road. I'm also in that energy that you're not gonna gaslight me. You're not gonna gaslight me on my value, on my worth, on what I can do. You're not gonna tell me what I can't do. You know what I mean? You're not gonna block my vision. You're not gonna close my road because I'll open it back up. You know, like, it's just, you know, I don't care about the opposition. You know, especially, and that is essentially in the mix of September. It's like, this is my focus, this is what I'm trying to do, this is my routine. And then you have like, okay, somebody coming in there like, I want the smoke, or you got somebody like, oh, I want to expose you, or oh, I want to, yeah. Because the thing is, when you are who you say you are, and you've done what you know you've done, you have the confidence to defend and to show up in whatever way it is to protect it, because you are you and God made you in that way. Very much so in the energy of gratitude. Very much so in the energy of thanking God for everything, for the breath in my body. You know, very much so in the energy of identifying my privilege. I was on a massage table 2 days ago. And I didn't even plan a massage, right? Ended up there on a massage table 2 days ago. And I thought to myself, like, I always think about the women who came before me in my family who, like, never lied on a massage table. or who never was given the day to sleep in, whether they were actually working in the field as slaves, whether they worked in the house as a slave, whether they had buku kids, right? And, you know, or even like my ancestors that dreamed of owning a business, or traveling the world, you know, being able to see the world, like all these different things, you know, or just a peace of mind, just to have a time to self, right? Or even to take care of one's health. Like, we are so blessed, even right now when it seems like everything is dumpster fire. We are so blessed, okay? And I think one of the reasons why I am blessed is because God knows, you know, my true signature, that I'm a grateful person. I'm a grateful person, and I'm not very braggadocious about like things that I've done, but I have accomplished things that people in my family still have not accomplished. I've been the first to do things in my family that people still have not accomplished. It's not braggadocious. It is not anything of that nature. But when you do these things, on the journey, you learn things about yourself. You create, like, you manifest a can-do attitude. You manifest the energy of acceptance, of this person can say this about me. This person can make this comment about my appearance. This person can try to block my blessing in this way. And this person, and it does not even matter, because I've already gone through smoke. I've already gone through opposition to get to where, like, I am. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to explain that to people, and you don't have to do any of that. You just keep focused and you keep going. September just feels like a beautiful month to me, of almost like reclaiming, like getting back in your energy, grounding. And how you're grounding is perfecting your systems, is perfecting your ritual. And, you know, people get on here, oh, ritual, that's demonic. No, I'm talking about literally the things that you do that are ritualistic. You wake up, you do your hair, you brush your teeth, you get in the shower, you leave. This is daily ritual. This is what you do. And while you do that, infuse it with prayer. It ain't a time where I pull my car out of the driveway, okay, without praying for traveling grace. I grew up on that, and that's what I do. You know, I saw my mama do that, I saw my aunties do that, I saw my grandmother do that, so that's what I do. Okay? It's just, you know, certain things. That's another reason why I know I'm throwing it in there, but I like to look at the ingredients of things. And because I'm like a woo-woo chick, if there's rose in it, if there's honey in it, right? If there's clove in it, if there's olive oil in it, like if there's cinnamon, vanilla, all of these things that you can set intention on. And that's why I like sacred, okay? But you can set intention on and pray over your crown, and, you know, all these things. And I was taught that. I was taught that you cut your hair around a certain time where the moon fell, you know, and things of that nature. Baby, Creoles, we believe in rituals. Okay, Creoles believe in rituals. You gonna plant that seed a certain time. You're gonna water that grass a certain time. You're gonna harvest a certain time. You go, like, and it's according to nature. Okay, like it's according to nature. But it's also in gratitude. It's also in gratitude of thanking God for what He has given us. Because God is abundance. God is love. There's always more when it comes to God, you know, which is just so crazy, because I don't understand how people can clump up religion, division, and God and Jesus. Jesus was not religious. Jesus was not religious. He was not in front of people's face. He was not trying to control people. Controlling and domination is the energy of witchcraft. Trying to control people's mind, trying to emotionally manipulate them to get something to do, that is witchcraft. Not somebody making a tea, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody putting herbs in a candle and praying over their family. Or not, you know, is y'all know me. Y'all know me and y'all know how I get down. But that is the month of September, and I still have not done reading. So I'm sending y'all lots of love and lots of light. And I hope this helps, okay? I really do. I hope this helps. Now, hopefully this button don't embarrass me, but I'm sending y'all love and light.